Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about my autumn vanilla fragrances. So these are all vanilla perfumes that I pulled out in anticipation of cooler weather. These are some of my favorite cold weather vanillas. This is definitely not all of them, but this is a good start. So anyways, I'm gonna jump right in. So the first one that we're gonna talk about is this one here. This is Diptique Eau Duelle. I love this fragrance. This is such a beautiful, kind of slightly woody, dry, not very sweet. It's got a slight touch of an herbaceousness to it. It's a touch sweet, but not overly sweet at all. I love this perfume on its own. I love to layer it on its own. It's really, really warm, and it's like a dry warm. It's like a dry heat to it. It's really, really interesting. I wouldn't say it's like the most unique fragrance in the world, but it's also, I also don't really have anything else in my collection that smells like it. This is the this is the EDT formulation. I have not tried the EDP formulation, but I do love this. It's a gorgeous fragrance, just a really beautiful, dry, warm, not sweet, not gourmand, kind of vanilla. It's almost like a, I don't know, it almost reminds you of like a desert. Like a warm, dry desert. And you're smelling like slightly sweet vanilla pods. It's beautiful. I love it. This one, in the cold weather, this one doesn't perform horribly. I can get, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours out of it or so. It's definitely not a terrible performing fragrance at all. I really love this one. So anyways, that is Diptique Eau Duelle. Next, we have got this fragrance here. This is Virgil from Sylvaine Delacourte. I am laughing because I just learned the hard way a few months ago that this cannot be worn in the heat. It was really hot out. It was still like getting up into the 90s around here, and I pulled this out because I was craving it. I was like, man, I just want to wear Virgil. It just sounds so good to me. And I sprayed it on, and oh my gosh, I about choked all day long, because not only is it an absolute nuclear fragrance, this thing lasts forever. It's such a strong fragrance. It's so aromatic and herbaceous smelling. It's such an aromatic vanilla, and it's a heavy aromatic vanilla. It's too much. It can't, like, the heat is just too much for it. The heat makes it too much. So this is definitely a cold weather fragrance, a beautiful cold weather vanilla. It's an aromatic vanilla, and I love it. It's got all kinds of herbs in it. It's got like rosemary and sage and maybe even some thyme in it. But it's a really heavy, slightly sweet vanilla. It's just gorgeous. I love it. So anyways, this is again nuclear. You spray this on once in the morning, you are good for the entire day. You never have to reapply this thing. It is nuclear. That is why I still have such a small little dent in mine, because you don't have to overspray this one. It's just a really great performing and great quality fragrance. So anyways, that is Sylvaine Delacourte Virgil. Okay, next we've got this one here. This is from Ganache Parfums. I saw that they had this on their website too. So I know that some of you out there were disappointed that you weren't able to get your hands on this. This is a fragrance called Vanilla Ascura. This is like a slightly sweet, boozy, not slightly, it's pretty darn sweet, but it's sweet in an alcoholic kind of way. It's like a sweet, boozy vanilla. This one smells, I don't think it's got plum in it, but it smells like it's got some plum in it. It smells warm and almost spiced. It's got like a dusty quality to it, almost like a dusty amber would have, but this is like a dusty vanilla. Oh, I love this perfume. I haven't worn this one in a long time. Last time I wore this, I think it didn't perform well. I think I got 2 or 3 hours out of it or so. It has deepened up a lot since the last time I wore this. It's macerated and just gotten so beautiful. So I will give this one a good wear pretty like soon here, and I will let you know It's supposed to get really cold, like I think after today or tomorrow, it's supposed to start getting really chilly. So I will test it in as soon as the temperatures really drop. I will give this one a good test, and I will let you guys know if it still performs, you know, badly, or if it's performing any better. I will definitely let you guys know. So anyways, that is from Ganache Perfumes. That is called Vanilla Ascura. Next, we have another beautiful, kind of just really unique, beautiful vanilla. This is a fragrance from Essential Parfums, and this is called Divine Vinnie. This is another kind of slightly sweet, boozy, slightly woody. This was another one that's a little bit aromatic, but not nearly as aromatic as the Sylvaine Delacourte. This one's gotten sweeter over time too. It's just a really beautiful, kind of complex, slightly woody vanilla. This one is an absolute beast. I do overspray this one quite a bit, and when I do, I can get, I don't know, I can easily get 7 or 8 hours out of this one. It performs really, really well. And this is a really affordable fragrance for being a niche fragrance that's really nice quality. You can pick this up, I think you can pick it up from Lucky Scent, I want to say for like $80 maybe. It's a really, really good one. This whole line is really good. The whole line of from Essential Parfums they're really nice fragrances. So anyways, that is Essential Parfums Divine Vinnie. Okay, next we have, this is a pretty expensive one. I don't like talking about this perfume on my channel a lot just because it's, well, yeah, this is a pretty expensive one, and this is a vanilla fragrance, but I feel like that can be really misleading for some people. This is a fragrance from Atelier de Ores, and this is called Lune Feline. To me, this is more of a cardamom fragrance than vanilla. I would say this is a splash of vanilla with your cardamom. It's very, very cardamom heavy. Like so cardamom heavy that when you spray it, when you first spray it, you almost get burnt rubber vibes from it for just a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so. And then it does start to dry down to this beautiful, warm cardamom and vanilla fragrance. And the vanilla is definitely there, don't get me wrong, but I think it's really, really important to emphasize just how much cardamom is in here. But I love this because it is a really beautiful sweet vanilla, but the warmth from all of that cardamom is stunning, especially in really cold weather. It's such a warm perfume. It might be one of the warmest perfumes in my collection because of all that cardamom. It's gorgeous. I love this perfume. I don't typically buy really expensive fragrances like this, but some are worth it, and this one for me is definitely worth it. It's a stunner. So anyways, that is Atelier de Ores. Oh, and this is absolutely nuclear. You can spray this on once in the morning and you are good for the entire day. You never have to reapply it. It's definitely a beast of a fragrance. So anyways, that is Atelier de Ores Lune Feline. Okay, next we have, this is a really affordable fragrance. This is a fragrance from Mercedes. This is called Mercedes Benz Club Black. And this is actually a men's cologne. It's so, so nice. This one gets compared to Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain a lot. I did test it next to Spiritus Double Vanille, and it's definitely not a dupe at all. I would say they're in the same family. This is kind of a woody, boozy, tobacco-heavy vanilla. Yeah, in fact, it reminds me a touch of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, just a touch. It's definitely, again, it's not a clone or a dupe. I wouldn't even say it's a smell-alike really, but it's that kind of a fragrance. But this is just a really beautiful, warm, sweet, syrupy vanilla, again, with some spices and some booze and a little bit of sweet tobacco. It's really gorgeous. This has a definite syrupiness to it, like a real rich syrupy quality to it. It's really, really beautiful. This is an absolute beast as well. This one I can get 8-10 hours out of easily. I do overspray this one just a touch. I don't go super ham with it, but I do overspray just a touch, maybe, I don't know, between 6 and 8 sprays, and I am good. That is all I need for the entire day, and that'll get me through the entire day. For me, this is such an affordable gem. I think if you're a vanilla lover, if you love a good warm cold weather vanilla, I think you would love this. So anyways, that is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Okay, next we've got this one here. This is from Alexandria Fragrances, and this is called Vini Dorae. This is, in my opinion, this is the best dupe that I've smelled so far of Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain. And that's what this is. This is a clone. This is a clone of Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain, and it's the best one, in my opinion. I made a whole video. You guys, I'll see if I can link it below. If I can find it, I'll link it. Well, I can find it. It's on my channel somewhere, but I'll link it below. I made a whole video testing different fragrances next to the real Spiritus Double Vanille from Guerlain, and this one won hands down. This one smelled the closest to it of any of the other ones. And I love this. It's a beautiful, kind of slightly sweet, woody vanilla. And that's what Spiritus Double Vanille is. It's a really grown up, slightly sweet, woody vanilla. It's gorgeous. I love it. This, I feel like this is such a good clone of it too. It lacks a little bit of the depth that the Guerlain has, but other than that, they're really, really similar. Now, that being said, I have had some people comment on that video saying, I have the Alexandria one, it doesn't smell, I don't feel like it smells close enough to the Guerlain. My bottle of Vini Dorae is old. I've had this for, I mean, you guys can see how old this bottle is because of the bottle that it's in. These are the first bottles. I think these are the first bottles that Alexandria came out with, and so it's old. I've had it a long time. It's had tons of time to sit and macerate. I've had it for at least 5 years now, I would estimate. So yeah, it's had a lot of time to sit. It's had a lot of time to macerate, and so maybe that's why mine smells so much more like it. I don't know. But yeah, I can't attest to the new, I don't think they've changed the formulation at all. But yeah, you can see I do have a really old bottle. So anybody that has a new bottle, I couldn't really say. But anyways, that is Alexandria Fragrances Vini Dorae. Beautiful. Okay, next, this is one of my most favorites of all time. I will wear this all year round though. I wear this perfume. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, I'll wear it. This is Pure Vanilla from LaVanila. Oh my gosh, I love this perfume so much, you guys. This is a beautiful, perfumey, very complex vanilla. This has got, I think this has got a little bit of heliotrope in it, so you get a tiny bit of a powderiness to it. It's really, really bright and perfumey, but sweet vanilla. At the end of the day, it is a sweet vanilla. I just love it. I've been wearing this perfume for years and years and years. This is probably my third or fourth bottle of it. This bottle I picked up off of Mercari because I was able to find an older formulation of it. The new formulation is still stunning though, and still perfect. But I needed a new bottle because I stupidly sold my last bottle thinking I wasn't gonna reach for it anymore because I felt like I had gotten burned down on it, but that was not the case at all. I just needed to take a break from it. I should have never let it go. But anyways, when I went to repurchase it, I did go on Mercari to see if I could find an older bottle of it. And I did, and I love it. This one does smell a little bit stronger and maybe just the slightest bit different than the new formulation. It could be because this is old though. But boy, do I love this one. This is an absolute beast too. I can get 10, 12 hours out of this easily. I do overspray it, but you don't need to. You definitely don't need to. I'm just a crazy person and overspray almost everything. But yeah, I do adore this fragrance. It's one of my favorite vanillas on the planet. So anyways, that is Pure Vanilla from LaVanila. Now, with that being said, this fragrance is a hit or miss for a lot of people. This to me is a lot like the Atelier de Ores Lune Feline, in that I think people go into it thinking that they're gonna get this kind of mild-mannered, straightforward vanilla. And that's just not what you're gonna get with this or Lune Feline. Again, Lune Feline is more of a warm cardamom fragrance with some vanilla in it. And this is the same. This is a really complex perfumey vanilla. It is a vanilla. Definitely it is vanilla, but there's just a lot more than just vanilla going on here. And so I think a lot of people go into this thinking that they're gonna get like a kind of run-of-the-mill vanilla, and they're really taken aback when they smell it. Oh, but golly, I love it. So anyways, that is Pure Vanilla from LaVanila. I also have the grapefruit one. Ugh, I'm over the moon for that one as well. That one's a little bit sweeter than the just pure vanilla. I just love it. I need the coconut one and then I'll be complete. Okay, next we've got this one here. This is from Lattafa and this is called Raghba. Gosh, this perfume is so vanilla heavy. I don't know if you can see that my cap has darkened up just from where, I guess it's just from like evaporation into the lid, and it pulls the vanilla out with it and then it browns your lid. I don't know, but I love this. This is like a really, really sweet, sugary, very, very vanilla heavy oud fragrance. The oud is so smooth and mild in this perfume. It's so sugary, sweet, and vanilla. I just love it. I just love it so much. It's a really, really sweet, vanilla heavy oud is what it is. I think it's like vanilla and oud and sugar and maybe some musk. It's got a whole bunch of notes in it, but I mostly just get the sugar and the vanilla and the oud. And it's really smooth and really sweet. Kind of slightly woody, but the sweetness is so intense that it takes a lot of that woodiness away. I just love it. It's beautiful. It's a stunning vanilla. It's a really like kind of heavy, dark vanilla. I adore it. It's so, you can pick this up on Triple Traders for a very, very good price. I cannot recommend it enough. It's such an amazing, affordable gem and just an absolutely perfect beginner oud. I love it. I love it so much. So anyways, that is Raghba from Lattafa. Okay, and then last but not least is this one here. This is a fragrance from Rochas and this is called Tokod. Unfortunately, this is a reformulation. I do not have the original formulation, but this is a stunning vintage style vanilla. This one is really bright and clean smelling. You definitely get flowers in this one. You definitely get some really beautiful light, sweet florals. You really don't get the vanilla until the dry down with this one. And then when it does dry down, it's more of like a vintage smelling vanilla. So the only other fragrance that I can really compare it to is like Chopard Casimir, which is also kind of a vintage style vanilla. But Casimir is definitely not as complex as this. Casimir isn't nearly, well, I don't feel like Casimir is as vintage smelling as this. And this has way more florals. This one is lighter than Casimir. It's got a lot more florals in it. It's a little bit sweeter. Oh, it's just beautiful. But yeah, this is one that you really don't get the vanilla until you get to the deep dry down. And then it's just this beautiful, kind of slightly powdery, vintage style vanilla. It's gorgeous. But when you first spray it, you get a lot of the flowers. This one performs pretty good for being a reformulation. I think it's a reformulation from like 2019 or something. So a really recent reformulation. I do overspray this one for sure, but I don't think I've ever had to reapply this one. If I remember correctly, every time I've worn this, I've only ever had to spray it on once. I don't remember ever needing to reapply this. I love this in the really cold weather. It is light and bright and crisp and floral, but it's got a heaviness to it that I feel like is best suited for cold weather. This is not one that I would attempt in the warm weather at all. I'd be afraid, but yeah, I love this. If you like a kind of vintage style fragrance, I think you would really like this. This is not one that I would, again, go into thinking you're gonna get kind of a straightforward vanilla. It's definitely not that. It's very complex, perfumey, floral. And then you get this really beautiful, sweet, slightly powdery, vanillic dry down. And yeah, for being a reformulation, this thing performs amazingly well. So anyways, that is Tokod from Rochas. And that is gonna be it, guys. Those are all of the vanillas that I've just pulled out of my collection that I am super excited to wear in these coming cold months. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.